So guys, we've spent the last couple of weeks making some much needed improvements to our 72 Chevelle drag car. So today we're back in the shop. Hopefully we'll get this thing back together and we'll actually be ready to go back to the racetrack and find out what it's all about.
What's the plan with this old girl?
Yeah, so we got our transmission lines that we just built that we're gonna end up hooking back up to the radiator. So we got our transmission cooler hooked up. We got a little bit of wiring I want to clean up, make it look a little bit better. Got an issue with the carburetor pouring fuel actually into the intake valley there. So we got to take care of that. But we're gonna get the front clip put on and all that good stuff. Get this whole front end buttoned up, and then we've got a huge upgrade we're about to make to the suspension on this thing. Because if you guys remember, we've not been able to get this car to hook yet.
And it's also super bouncy.
It's super bouncy. So we got a brand new coilover kit, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. It's going to be going all the way around this car, and then that'll give us all the adjustment we need to be able to give the suspension exactly what it needs. And then this joker ought to hook and fly.
Maybe it'll hook and pop wheelies.
I don't know. Wheelies are slow, bro. If it hooks and just goes, it's fast.
Tell you what, them transmission lines are looking pretty good.
It's a lot better than our little cooler we had in there with all the bent metal lines.
It was like just sitting like right there, just looking tacky.
So I think that's going to be plenty, honestly, because I don't know that the transmission gets that hot. So with all the coolant going through and the fans and everything, these lines running back there, the new filter and all that stuff, I think it's going to be running nice and cool. Probably cooler than it was before.
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm surprised it's, yeah.
So about the next thing we need to do after we've done that, I think the next thing we need to do is go ahead and mount up our coolant catch can. So we're gonna kind of figure out where that's gonna mount at. I think probably just put it like right there. It's gonna come out about that far. So we're gonna drill our mount holes, get that mounted up, and that way we can get this thing hooked up. Because honestly, if they had ever checked under the hood of this thing when we went to the track that couple of times, they probably wouldn't have let us run it because all we had was that open hole right there.
Yeah, and it would have got all over the track.
Yeah, so if it had ended up running hot, it probably wouldn't have been a good situation.
No, not at all.
So anyway, with that being said, I guess that's what we're gonna do next. Go ahead and drill out these holes and hopefully get that thing mounted. And I think that's gonna look super clean with the red and all that stuff. Just kind of ties everything together.
It do be red. It do be red.
It does. Looking pretty good. Pretty good.
Wasn't you wearing a black shirt just now?
It was, but it's the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we had to call it a day yesterday. It was kind of late in the evening. We were working on this thing anyway. So pretty much we got all of our wiring finished up for the most part. We got our catch can in here. There's a little bit more wiring we need to do, but in order to do that, man, we need to go ahead and get this front clip on here.
Yeah, because we got to wire in the new headlights.
New headlights. So I don't know if you guys have done any drag racing or whatever, but at some of the tracks that we go to, off the big end, when you turn around, you kind of come back to the pits, it's dark back there. And with no headlights, you can't see nothing.
And we got a hazy windshield sometimes too because of condensation. Yeah. So that makes it even worse.
Racing at night, you got the dew falling sometimes, stuff like that. So it kind of fog up your windshield. So between that and the dark, bro, you can't see nothing. So we got these bad to the bone LED headlights that you ought to be able to see into the future.
I know you can close your eyes, open them. That's what they look like.
Right. So that's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna go ahead and get our front clip mounted back up and all that good stuff so that we can get those headlights in, start running the wiring, and that way we can hook up the fans, headlights, all that, and then we'll pretty much be done in the engine bay. We'll be able to move on to some other stuff.
Have the good, fun stuff at the end.
That's right. Big things coming, brother. So let's get this clip on. Well,
front clips are on.
Fenders are bolted on. Now we got fender extensions to put on. So these things have never actually fit quite like we wanted them to.
No, they always had like a weird gap between the fender and the bezel itself.
Especially this one over here, man. It used to sit off the fender like almost an inch. So
yeah.
The fit was just absolutely horrible. So kind of what we've come up with is we're going to re-drill and tap these holes because these used to have actual studs in them, but the studs were not okay.
They're probably rotten, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
When we took the nuts off of them, they just broke off.
Oof.
Yeah, so not a good situation. So what I decided was that I was going to drill and tap these, and I drilled them for small bolts. But as you can see on this side, that's this one, I only ever had one in it. I don't know why, but that was what I did for some reason.
You know, I usually question on what you think, and then I don't. That's one of those things I don't question.
Yeah, I really don't know why I did that. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to go ahead and drill and tap these so we can get these suckers bolted on, because then headlights can go in, which means then we can start running a little bit of wire.
And then add more of the wiring loom.
Yes, and that stuff, man, that stuff looks so good, dude.
It really does.
It looks so clean. I like that. It's red, black, matches the car. It just looks so good.
It doesn't look janky either with all the wires running out the throw off.
It doesn't. It looks much better, much cleaner, much simpler. So anyway, like I said, that's what we're going to do next. And I also have the new headlight adjusters that are going to get these things dialed in right where they need to be so we can see just like we need to see and they don't look funny. It's on there, sort of.
Sort of.
So, got our holes drilled for both sides. Got everything kind of malked up. That one's not on there right now, but we did have these in there. The bolts are a little bit too long that we got, bro.
Yeah, we got to go to a stove.
We do.
Again.
We also need to get a nut and a bolt to go in right here, because I think they're supposed to be like one of those little slip-on tabs right there, and the bolt goes into it. Yeah, so it's not there, but you can tell right there, like if we push that on up, it lines up a lot better. And it's still not perfect, but
ignore that.
Yeah, that'll all be painted again. You know, so overall, the car does need a paint job. So that's it. That's in the future plan. So don't worry about that. But yeah, we're gonna go out there, grab a nut and a bolt to put in right there, so we can get this thing held in place like it needs to be. And then for the first time since we built the car, this will actually be 100% secured, pretty much lined up with a headlight in it that works and all that good stuff. So just a whole bunch of stuff that we got done, my dude.
Yeah, I'm excited to see with some headlights in it for sure.
I am. It's going to be absolutely wild. So with that being said, we need to get that done so we can get moving on. So we're going to go ahead and run out of town, get these bolts, get back, and hopefully we'll be shining some light on the situation.
Oh, we got the bolts there underneath that little piece of paper. Oh. Why's a hood on the car?
So started to bolt those headlight bezels on, started thinking about it, and realized that we needed to make sure that our gap and everything was about where we wanted it on the fenders, between the fender and the hood, before we put those on, because once those are on, we can't access our fender mounts anymore. So we had to put the hood on, got that right. Now we can put the headlight bezels on.
Yep, so that's just another pain to deal with now.
It is, and unfortunately our gap isn't absolutely perfect, but I guess that's a fiberglass fender problem, because these are even with the door. I guess we could adjust the door in a little bit, but honestly, the tabs that they give you on these fiberglass fenders, you really don't have very much wiggle room. You have to drill those holes where you can drill them, and then that's just what you got.
I mean, we can just add on to the fiberglass to ourselves.
We could, but I don't want them.
True. Let's just get some OEM steel fenders.
Too heavy.
Fair enough for race car. Race car life.
Race car life. You sacrifice fitment for weight reduction.
And yet here you are complaining about gaps.
I know, but at least on this one I have a little bit, so it'll be even between the two sides. It just won't be even all the way down the hood.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's fine.
Now we gotta change the door pins on the doors anyways. So
Yeah, we got to do that. So, anyway, it's all good. We'll make it work.
they're starting to look like a car.
Coming all back together, my dude. So the fitment on all of this stuff is better than it's ever been since we built the car.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
It's not perfect.
But
fiberglass fenders, you can only do so much.
yeah, I mean, because these were not, we didn't actually buy these new, they were used.
Yeah, they were used, and we kind of trimmed them and done what we had to do. But man, everything is lining up. I mean, it's even on both sides at least. So once we get the hood and everything on, I think we'll be doing pretty good. I think it's gonna look good. We got the headlights in with the adjustment screws, so these things will adjust just like they did from the factory and just like they did when the car was all original. So that works absolutely perfect. We got our trim pieces in and our actual blinker housings So everything actually looks sort of complete for the first time since we built it.
Yeah, so we just got to get the headlights wired in.
Yep.
Run. Oh, we got to do some stuff with the blinker bulbs eventually, but
yeah, that'll
be later on.
So yeah, we got these in. The trim pieces aren't like super pretty, but we're just gonna take those out later on. We'll end up powder coating those probably with that super chrome.
Yeah.
And put them back in, so that way they look good and clean and all that stuff. But this is gonna work for now. So I guess that's the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and figure out where exactly we want to ground all this stuff, how we want to hook all of it up and stuff like that. We'll probably just run, you know, a ground maybe alongside where our fans are and all of that stuff, so that we can just kind of just run one hot wire across here and then kind of piggyback off of that into the other one, or run it across this way, or however we need to do it. So I guess that's kind of gonna be the next step, to get some headlights working on this joker.
Yeah, I say we run a switch on the inside, high beams, low beams, and blinkers, and then make it street legal and go to McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. That's a lot of work, man.
Okay, fine. We'll just do race car stuff.
Good effort, though. Good effort. Well, all wiring connections are made for the headlights.
Yeah?
Moment of truth.
Let's see what they do, buddy old pal.
Go.
Whoa. Them truckers bright.
Suckers are bright. That's kind of cool. Not gonna lie, that's kind of cool.
See how bright they are on the grass.
Hold up, let's do this.
Turn the lights off.
Yeah, I think I'll be able to see with those.
Yeah, slightly.
I think it'll work.
Yeah. They look good. They look good. A lot better than the stock ones that were in it that didn't have no bulbs.
Yeah, these actually work.
Yeah.
So you guys can tell we actually have a little bit of wire and we still have to clean up and all that. It's just kind of roughed in, so we were actually able to turn these headlights on. So when we get back out here tomorrow, because it's getting kind of late, when we get back out here tomorrow, we're going to go ahead, get to work, putting all that stuff in a wire loom so it looks good and clean. And then that way, we're going to pretty much be completely done with the engine bay. So we can put the hood back on, and then that's it.
Except for when we go to the dyno.
Except we go, we go to the dyno. Well, and what little bit of tuning we got to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got that to do. But we get back out here, get that knocked out. We got some door handles we're going to be throwing on this thing, so it'll have door handles for the first time. But after that, we're going to have the ultimate suspension
Do I need to
upgrade.
put the phone up a little bit?
I mean, you know what?
You know what?
I'm just going to pick it up.
Okay.
Brother.
Dude, you done put this thing on without me?
Well, you know, you've been going to work for a couple of days. So I just figured I'd go ahead and get a jump start on this thing. That way we could be, you know, ahead of the game for what comes next.
What comes next?
This.
What's that?
Brand new suspension, my dude.
By who?
Alden American, brother. They hooked us up with a brand new set of coilovers to go all the way around this car, front and back, which is going to give us all the adjustment up front and all the adjustment in the back.
That means no more bouncing at the track.
We hope.
Hopefully.
I think this is going to be what solves all of our problems, though, because, again, it's going to give us way more adjustment. These springs are based on the actual weight of the car and all that good stuff, so I think that's actually going to help us out a little bit. Hopefully, we'll be able to finally get this joker to hook. We'll find out just what it's going to do, and it'll go straight and fast.
All right, so let's unbox it and see what's in the box.
Let's do it. Check those out.
Those are nice, dude.
These jokers look sick. These are the rear ones, so they've actually got adjustment for the rebound and compression, so it's actually going to be like, we can adjust everything.
We have all the adjustment in the world.
All the adjustment. So, man, these jokers look good. I ain't even seen the front ones yet, but these back ones look absolutely awesome.
Oh, yeah. And not only that, they'll match all the way around and it won't be different colors.
They'll be exactly the same. The Lakewood shocks are good and all, but again, you just don't have any adjustment there. We just got the 90-10, and it just is what it is. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, yeah, dude, look at these.
That things look sick.
Man, look at these jokers. They're going to be nice, side by side. Going to be looking super, super good. So, I'm excited to get these jokers put on, but anyway, I want to see the front ones, so I'm going to put these to the side. We're going to open the front one. son of a gun's humongous.
It's like a little Christmas tree.
Yeah. And it's double adjustable too. You can adjust the rebound.
Is it clicky?
This. Click, 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 click,
Clickety,
click,
clickety clack.
clickety, click, click. So these are double adjustable too. These are the front ones, so you can adjust the rebound and the compression there as well. So if we wanted to, man, we just wanted all the weight transfer to the rear, we just turn them that way, and it just snatches the front end.
Wheelies for days.
Wheelies for days.
I don't know if this car will do wheelies.
I don't know. Maybe not.
We'll find out.
That just makes you slow.
True. Which we have learned. I feel like I'm standing next to a toy car standing next to this thing.
Yeah, dude, it dropped the height of this thing way out when we put the Alden suspension on it.
Oh yeah, it is literally at the almost to the top of the wheel itself.
Yeah. And it looks so insane looking down the side.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, man, there's something about these classic old muscle cars, the drag cars, when they sit way down and the tires are tucked, dude. These jokers look absolutely mean.
There's nothing better than a tucked race car.
Yeah, I think this is going to make all the difference, and I think that this is going to cause this car to hook because it's pretty soft in the back, but whenever we were putting these coilovers on, we noticed we took the front shocks off. This is the 9010. There is no, there's nothing pushing out on these, but when we actually compressed the Alden shocks, they were, ready to spring back out.
They're
so
springy.
They were ready, they're ready to throw the front of this thing up, sit the back down, hook, and just run on, brother.
Yep, but we were actually planning on taking this to the road real quick to try it out, but...
That was the game plan, but unfortunately, when we took everything apart at the front and the control arm went down, it ended up pulling the end out of the old brake line, which they've been on there for a couple of years, so the rubber brake lines, I guess, just kind of decided it was time to go.
But luckily, they're not expensive, so...
They're not, so I'm going to try to get that fixed this week, during the week sometime. I don't know. We'll see. But everything's closed today, so we can't do it today.
Yeah, that's the bad part about Sundays.
Yeah. The only issue that I have right now, and it's nothing with the Alden parts at all. This is an issue that we had with the QA1s on there. But the car doesn't sit level, at all. And I know, because it's a drag car, it's got to have the preload and the suspension on the driver's side because that's how it's going to try to, that's how it's going to try to load the suspension. So you try to kind of counteract that with preload and the suspension. So it's gonna sit a little bit off, but man, honestly, look how it sits on this tire right here versus on this side. It looks like the whole suspension is just flexed, and so it throws off the way the whole car sits. So I'm trying to figure out how exactly I can combat that and sit the car back down on the passenger side so we can level this thing out and it'll really look good.
Yeah, and you can actually see it real good back here on how much the driver's side dips down.
Yeah, so trying to figure that out so that we don't compromise the preload or anything in the suspension. So if I can move those shocks down one hole in those brackets that are on the rear end, I think that'll fix it on that side and everything will look like it's supposed to.
Oh yeah. So it ain't nothing better than a nice tucked level race car.
That's right, dude. This thing looks really, really good. I still want to put the door handles on it. And there's a couple other little things. I still got to tie the wire up inside, but honestly, man, we're getting super close to taking this thing to the track. I am ready. I'm itching, bro.
It's literally just minor things right now that's keeping us from
It's
going.
little bitty things, and you know, if I didn't have to work this week, they're looking for somebody to come test at the track during the week, so I can go down there and do that. But we're just gonna miss out.
And the bad part is you're gonna be working
That's
on your birthday.
on my birthday, bro. Maybe I'll.
Oh, are you
No.
sick?
Nah, it's all good. We're getting there, making progress. Super excited to see how this car is coming together, and everything's looking really, really good. So hopefully, the end of this week, we got this thing to the track. We're gonna make a few passes and get this Joker to work, so we can see what she's made of.
Yep. So brake lines, minor stuff, and a bath.
Yeah. Luckily, all that can be done the morning of race day.
True.
No problem.
True.
But guys, we're making some serious progress on this car. This thing is night and day from when we got it, when we actually started building it. And if you want to check that out, you can check out this video right here. That's when we actually started working on this car. So it's completely different now than it was then. But as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.